Welcome back. So if you'll remember last time, we picked up a driver's license from Knox. He told us about this Asian chasing him, or following him, stalking him, and he gave us a driver's license. Not to the supposed Asian who's chasing him, but to someone else. It just happened to drop out of the guy's pocket. So, where else do we go when we're looking for information on a person but to Kilpatrick? So, Virgil Crumb, who's the ID on the driver's license, he is in Kilpatrick's bail bond computer. Unfortunately, he's dead. But that's not going to stop us. Just because he's dead doesn't mean we can't find him. There is a morgue in town, after all. But before we go there, we are going to check our emails. It's been a while, but we have a new email, actually, and it's from LaCroix. He tells us that a sample of werewolf blood has actually been obtained somehow, and the hospital happens to have it, and they're about to run some tests on it, so we have to protect the Masquerade and stop the dumb humans from testing this blood and figuring out it's supernatural. So we can kill two birds with one stone. Our first stop is going to be the morgue. Of course, it's just downstairs behind Vandal. He's still doing good. The lady he captured and murdered and sucked her dry of blood, she isn't down here anywhere. He got rid of all the evidence already. So we were in the morgue previously. I believe the fridges are all still empty, but there is a body here, and I honestly can't tell if this is supposed to be Crumb, because it's rather hard to... I mean, I suppose it's got the same hairdo. The face just doesn't look the same. Of course, the eyes are all weird. But anyways, there's nothing we can do with the body. However, his personal belongings are in the chest that was previously empty. And the only one of interest is a key card to Foxy Boxes. That is a store in town, much like the tattoo parlor, that we couldn't access previously until we got the key. And we can actually learn here on the cadaver report that it has Crumb listed here. Can't actually remember if he was here earlier. I don't think he was. It appears he died of heart failure. I'm not too sure what that's supposed to say. I suppose he had a heart attack, he died of fright. Could be anything. So that's all there is to do down here. There is another little computer over here that I did not show off earlier. This computer, I believe, is an alternate way, instead of talking to Phil the Box Golem, if you actually want to get the password to where Lily was being kept. However, right now there's nothing on the computer. Just tells you what the freezer's temperature is. And if you don't talk to Phil and get the password from another way, then you don't get the experience point, so talking to Phil was worth it. Now, however, we're going to go upstairs and find that werewolf blood, because we can't have that getting into the hands of scientists. Gotta protect the Masquerade. So the guard up here, he's still our buddy. He's still our good friend. And it's rather annoying being up here, actually. There's a few things we have to do, and we have to do them in a certain order. So the password for the cameras is optometry, which is kind of silly, but come on, camera 1. There we go. So there's two cameras. I don't actually know if it matters too much if you turn them off or not. You can see which one is activated by looking at the screen here. And there's one, we'll actually go into both rooms, but for now the blood is in there. We can't open that yet. Ooh, let's see if I can get the guard. He's in a good position over here. Damn, come on. Ugh. I just want to block him because I actually have to do some lockpicking, but it's not going to work if he's right there. However, should be able to put the box right here. There we go. That should stop him when he comes around. Anyways, as I was trying to say, there's a camera up there over this cabinet, which just has some drugs in it. Oops, here we go. And the drugs we can just get and sell, which we will be doing. Oh, our skill is not good enough to hack this. Luckily, the password for the door is dosage. It is not in the game. You have to actually hack it. And we will just unlock that. And now, the cabinet. This password is in the game, but the chances of you figuring it out is pretty slow. Or pretty low. God, typing and talking. Hard to do. So the password's Paige, and if you remember, that's the lady that Malcolm, the doctor, was having an affair with. So all the emails are signed Paige. So let us just shut the camera off again, because I think it activated. Yeah, it did. When we unlocked that cabinet, the camera activated again. So we'll just turn that off real quick. I believe we have the guard. No, we didn't. He escaped my box trap. Where did he go? Ah, come on. Where are you gonna go? Anyways. We just need to get him out of the way, because even though he's our friend, if he catches us lockpicking, he will still start shooting us. But now that that's open, we should be fine. So we will just grab the blood real quick. Now turn off the second camera. I really don't like this area upstairs here. It's just kind of awkward how you have to do about it in a certain kind of order. Even if you know the password for the computer is Paige, you can't actually input it. It just won't work. So we're gonna have to use some blood buff to pick this lock. And we get a whole bunch of drugs. That'll be a nice little chunk of money. Not that we need it right now. So that's it. We are done up here. So here we are in Foxy Boxes. It's just across from the diner and the asylum. We're just gonna head right in. There's not too much in here. Some coffee cups and coffee machine. Cute little logo. Not at all what I was expecting. And an open laptop. No need to hack it. It's all just open. And this is from the Asian thing that's been stalking Knox. Canite observation. So he's been stalking or observing canites, which are presumably vampires, and their ghouls. So he talks about how the canites are a curious and fragile race. They waste their gift of immortality, which is pretty true. Basically, he's saying vampires are petty, which, so far, from what I've learned in this game in LP, they really are. They are petty assholes. And so he's mentioning that he has caught the notice or the attention of Bertram Tongue, the Nosferatu and his little ghoul, Nox. And then he notices that he's got the attention of us. The newcomer, an agent of the prince, that would be us. An agent of whom I spoke before has discovered the corpse of Virgil Crumb. So, he knows we're onto him. So this could be a dangerous confrontation. And it will be. This guy is mean as hell. We're gonna need a lot of our powers to make it out of this. Let's get ready here. So this is the first really challenging fight in the game. This guy has a crossbow, which is pretty hurting. But he's also got a sword, which sucks. Come on, get down here. Oh man, look at that damage. This is the first real challenging fight of the game, because he is not a human, he is just a supernatural being like us. But he's a really mean one. He's got a lot of hit points too. Oh, Jesus. Look at him go. This might take a few attempts, because we're pretty underpowered with just hand-to-hand. That guy is really tough. And for our troubles, we got a crossbow and a pretty kick-ass sword. Even though he's still holding a crossbow, apparently. But yeah, he is a very tough customer. Well, depending on your clan, if you're a melee clan, or if you actually have a gun skill, then he's not as bad, but for us, we're fancy pants, we're Ventru. So now we've just got to take our news and go back to Nox. Hey buddy, how you doing?
Yo, dude, you do that thing yet?
Sure did.
Oh, thank God! Oh man, yes! That thing was hounding me like every night. Look, still haven't heard anything from Bertram. Sorry, okay? Still let him know, but now I have no way to repay you. Bertram said it's like a vampire, but different, you know? It's like what they have in China instead of vampires. I suppose he's coming to California for some reason, I don't know.
So if you go into the quest originally, talk to Nox when you first get the quest, and you happen to have 3 perception, which we don't actually have. We have 1 perception. Perception is more for ranged combat, firearms and such. If you have 3 perception when you talk to Nox the first time, you can actually tell that something's off about his story with the Asian vampire. And you can convince him to tell you the truth. So here we just picked up $150, which we got from the bribing Dr. Malcolm. And we just had to leave the zone, the area, real quick to deposit the werewolf blood, which we also got for LaCroix in our mailbox. And if we just deposit the werewolf blood and come back, we find another $150 as payment for that quest. We also got a Masquerade redemption point, so we got back the Masquerade point that we lost by telling Copper or Julius, whichever one it is, to go kill the president. So yeah, if you have 3 perception and you talk to Knox, you can tell him that his story sounds like bullshit, and you actually get an experience point out of it. 1 or 2, I can't remember. But it's worth it if you're going with ranged combats. And as a last little reward, LaCroix sends us a thank you email and tells us that our payment is in the mailbox. Good news all around. So let's actually look at the spoils of war that we got. We have a lot of stuff to sell, too. But we picked up another ranged weapon, aside from our dumb little pistol. We got a crossbow. Fires silently, which doesn't really matter in this game. But also slow. Very powerful, though. As you can see, the damage potential of our shitty revolver is 12. And the base damage is 2. And this one is much more powerful. I'll try it out a bit, but it's not going to be my go-to weapon again. And we got a sword, which is even better. Really good. Of course, we're also not using melee. I'm going to keep it around for a bit. So our next order of business is to go upstairs and talk to the happening owner of this club. We already talked to the bartender, and we basically told him he's fired for no reason. But because we did that, he also tells us we can go right on up ahead and talk to the owner of this happening club, which we will do. Talk to Jeanette and Therese. So they might know the whereabouts of Bertram Tong.
Your city? Last time I looked, it was called Santa Monica, not stuck-up this. Oh, I can't even look at you sometimes. Jezebel. Oh, Therese, you really do paint a flattering portrait of me with your turn-of-the-century bard. I always assumed you could do nothing but look down on me. Just the sight of you. The sight of that wicked, painted house, concealing that dirty, diseased mind. Sin! You have no shame. Let's see who is without sin past the fierce tone. Go ahead and mock me. You pull your pranks, make fun of my ways. It suits you. You're just one big joke. Don't you call me that. Should I start calling a duck a pig as well? I'm your sister. How can you treat me like this? That's it, Jeanette. Run away from the truth. I'll take care of everything, as always.
Ooh, some sibling rivalry there. Some domestic issues. Neat little painting. And there should be a ring up here. Here we go. So let's go and see if we can find out what the hell that was all about. Ooh, that is one creepy painting. I really like it though. So who are you?
Please, come in. I do apologize for my sister's crassness if it made you uncomfortable. She's unabashedly scandalous, but in the club business, I suppose that kind of personality's a necessary evil.
So this would be Therese.
Therese Borman, yes. I'm the proprietor of this club, and the only person in this city whose good side it's in your best interest to stay on. What brings you to Santa Monica?
So we want to tell her to call off the feud, but we're not going to be so direct.
Tung's exile is self-imposed, I assure you. But then, what reason would I have not to hate that loathsome Nosferatu scoundrel? Bloody Nosferatu. They're so unclean.
I agree.
He meddles in my affairs. He's a bad influence on my sister, and she on him. If you were in my place, would you let him compromise your authority? You most certainly would not. I'd quite like it if I never had to hear that name again.
We don't want to kill him, but we do want to find him.
Why would I do that? Let him think I mean to kill him. That way I don't have to worry about him sabotaging everything. Do you realize how his subterfuge makes me look to the Camarilla? Tongue and his co-conspirators' actions ruined my chance at partnership in a crucial piece of property. I do have several other promising ventures, and one in particular has been, to say the least, an ordeal. I'd be willing to put the word out that my grievances with Tongue have been swept under the rug, but in return, you'll have to help me remove a particularly burdensome spirit from a property I'm looking to invest in. Oh, I forgot. You're still new to this. Allow me to break you in. Yes, ghosts exist. Werewolves, mummies, and I'd expect a whole lot of other things I've never seen share the night with us.
Halloween bullshit indeed. But we gotta do what we gotta do.
Rumor is that a personal item of a ghost's may be used to draw it out or excise it from its haunt. While I don't put a lot of stock in hearsay, it's my last option. So I want you to go to the Ocean House Hotel, find an item of the spirits, and bring it back. Oh, I fully intend to do so. You'll find that dealing with me on the whole is appreciably more predictable than dealing with some of the egomaniacs that are my peers. So long as our business doesn't go sour, my word is gold.
Excellent. Finally, a vampire that isn't crazy.
Before I forget, take this. The only way to reach the Ocean House this time of night is through a tunnel in the sewers. You'll need that key to open the gate for that tunnel. If you'll excuse me, I've got situations to set straight. Jeanette is the freak show I keep around to lure in curiosity seekers. She's very good with the clientele, but her business skills are approximate to those of a 4-year-old with a $1 bill and a 5 and dime.
So, she doesn't really have any more information right now. But I am glad to be dealing with a non-crazy vampire. So far, we've just met Nox, who is just a really weird ghoul. Jack, who is crazy, but I guess crazy in a good way. Really like her room up here. So we can hack their computers, but we're not going to right now. We'll do it later. We are heading under the underground to the sewers. We're gonna take this key that we just got from Jeanette, or Therese. I always get them mixed up, because they are twins, if you couldn't already tell. And we gotta find where the gate is to get to the Ocean Look Hotel. Oops, wrong map. I think it might be this one actually, just ahead. Awesome. Right on. Alright. I'll see you guys next time when we take on the Ocean View Hotel.